But the flip side is like, the relationship that I have with Mayor Watson, for example, I couldn't have had that in any other city. The support that we get from the city and
the councillors,
Matthew Fleury.
He says sorry about Monday, by the way.
Yeah, he missed my talk. I gave a talk to all the city councillors, and the only councillor who didn't show up was Matthew Fleury, my friend. But it's amazing. And so, no, I don't feel like I'm defensive about Ottawa. Just the opposite. I think that people are still maybe don't know what goes on here, and all I need to do is invite them up here, and I can take them for one of the best meals of their life. I can show them a great party with great live music. I can take them for a great ski day,
and then they spread the great news.
And then I can, and guys like you two, for example, like every pocket of every industry in Ottawa has their winners, and I think that the winners in each category, whether it's you guys or it's Steve Bechta or it's Mark Monahan, those guys are world class no matter where they go. They happen to be in Ottawa, but Steve Bechta would be a world class restaurateur in any city. You guys would be a world class podcaster in any city. Mark Monahan would be a world class festival promoter and organizer in any city. We just happen to be in Ottawa, and that's the way I want to start looking at things.
Right on. Speaking about Monday, so you did a talk at the I think Shad set you up with that, and so you did a talk with the councillors at the Councillors Lounge.
Yep.
And then yesterday or Tuesday, this will be released on the Thursday. You brought in the Chamber of Commerce and you gave them a tour.
Wow, you guys have done your homework. Jeez, you guys know my whole schedule.
Yeah. So no worries.
It's not too creepy.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no
I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anyways, have you seen the conversations change from maybe 5 years ago when you were asking the city, you were asking the chamber for things, to now when they're going, holy crap, you guys have just blown us away. We need some advice from you. Are they? Is there
a shift?
Yeah, kind of a shift.
Well, I think first of all, I've been around longer in this city, and so I think now, I'm no longer that young punk that's a little bit too aggressive and kind of pokes the bear and is a little bit of an agitator or an instigator. Now I think because of some of the stuff that I've done, I haven't done whatever I have done. I think people look at it and they like it, and so it's given me a larger soapbox to stand on because of some of the things that I've done, some things Shopify has done, and that's really cool. In terms of the flipping from us asking others for things to others asking us for things, I just think that's just evolution. That's just how things work, and it's cyclical. And I think the worst thing that any of us can do is, once we do have some modest success, is to kind of forget about the people that got us here. I feel personally and professionally responsible to give back and help out, and whether that means advising companies and helping startups grow and raise money, or it's talking to the city councillors about innovation in the city. I need to make time for that because people made time for me when I was just getting started in Shopify. It wasn't anything anyone knew about. And I feel that we have responsibility to do that, and that's why when a guy like Mark Sutcliffe calls and says, "Hey, I'd love to host the chamber's board meeting at Shopify," I love that because it gives me an opportunity to say thank you to the chamber, who was helpful to us in the early days, and when I get that call to go talk to the city councilors, the city councilors have been amazing for us. I know we're going to talk about pop-up shops later, but I did the Makers Market and the Byword Market. We put up a big tent last summer, June 2014, and that was really tough to navigate, licensing and permits and all that. And honestly, I called Matt Fleury and said, "Look, here's what I want to do." And he said, "Look, I can't rubber stamp it. I can't give this to you, but here are the people you should talk to." Yeah. And so I have a responsibility now that to sort of pay it forward. And I think if all of us do that, and we all remember who helped us get here, we're going to have a much richer ecosystem here in Ottawa.
Did you learn a lot? Like, you've been to many of the Summit clubs, and I just love reading about them.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. No, I mean Summit Series. Summit Series, you mean?
Summit Series, yeah.
That's wicked. Yeah.
When did you go on your first one?
I think I went to Tahoe was my first one, which is in 2011, and that was pretty cool. But for those that don't know Summit Series is just a sort of an annual gathering of kind of tech founders and interesting people that get together. And what's cool is it's really well curated, and so it's kind of invite only. And now it's actually they just bought a mountain in Utah. It's called Powder Mountain, and the guys from Summit Series now own it. I think they paid like $40 million for it or something.
That just sounds like a good price for a mountain.
It's a pretty good, yeah. It sounds pretty good. There were some, I think they got a good deal, but these guys are really smart, and so they created a bit of an entrepreneurial village there. And so once a year, I go out there and I get to hang out with really interesting people and exchange war stories and just get advice. And what's really cool, as opposed to one of these large conventions, is people aren't there trying to pitch you or sell to you. It's far more relaxed, and it's just.
You're putting great minds together.
And you're just putting really good minds together, and that's where I get
with world solutions.
Exactly, that's where I get a chance to meet with guys I don't see often, guys like Tim Ferriss, for example, and get to talk about. I mean, he's amazing, and he's the guy behind
Pencils for Promise.
And it's just meeting guys like that is just absolutely incredible. It's inspiring to me. So that's one thing that almost every year I try to get out to.
And you get to bring that back to Ottawa.
And I try to bring that back to Ottawa.
That's awesome.
So like Summit Series, I think is really cool. Some of the other ones I think have gotten a little bit. Crazy expensive and pretentious, and flying private jets out to Davos and stuff like that. That's the stuff I have. I'm not doing any of that stuff, but Summit Series is something that I have a soft spot for. Yeah, I don't think I'll.
All right, we'll be right back with Harley Finkelstein. Thank you so much. And we're going to talk more about some awesome initiatives that Shopify is doing beyond. It all comes together for the core business, but it's thinking outside the box. That it's just absolutely mind-blowing. So we're going to talk about that a bit. We're going to listen to one more song from Thrifty Kids. It's going to be Cherry Wine. And Jen will talk about the Red and White event at the Harmony House. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Nick and Andrew. Well, it looks like it's shaping up to be another beautiful but cold weekend. If you haven't had the time yet, make sure that you get yourself out there and enjoy the final weekend of Winterlude. The canal has been in great shape, throughout the festival. The ice is just wonderful. And the ice sculptures, they're gorgeous as always. And of course, make sure that you bring lots of change with you so that you can stop by all the concession stands along the way. Beaver tails, hot chocolate, apple cider, poutine, bowls of hot soup, and pancakes and taffy, they're just calling out for you. Okay. So now on to more serious matters. Are you still looking for a gift for Valentine's Day? Is there that special foodie someone in your life that you just don't know what to give? Well, here's my suggestion for you. This is a great culinary event, and it's also perfect to attend with friends. It's the Red and White presented by Harmony House, taking place next Wednesday on February 18th from 7 to 10 p.m. You really don't want to miss out on it. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this organization, Harmony House has been a part of our community now for almost 3 decades, actually. It's the city's only second-stage women's shelter, providing safe, affordable, transitional housing for women and children who are survivors of violence. Now, the Red and White usually features 2 chefs, kind of in like a friendly duo, showcasing their tasty bites for guests. And this year, they are welcoming Michael Blackie of Next and MB Cuisine out in Stittsville, and he's going to be facing off with the young award-winning chef Mark Gray of Brooklyn Warehouse, all the way from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Neither chef has yet to reveal what they'll be serving that evening, but you can be sure that Red and White will be featuring Ontario wines and beers for you to sample. Breweries include Kitchissippi, Hogsback, Bose, and Barley Days. A number of wineries such as Sandbanks, Rose Hall Run, and Three Dogs will also be there. Sita Sausage, Little Cakes, Harvey and Burns, Michael Dolce, and the Unrefined Olive will be there to provide samples for all the guests. I've been very fortunate, and my husband Don and I, we've been able to attend previous Red and Whites, and I can tell you that you're really in for an intimate evening. One of the things that I always look forward to is their famous chef's dinner live auction. Now, I have yet to be able to put in a winning bid, but I can tell you that if you win the auction, a chef will come to your house and prepare a special dinner for you and your guests. So, like I said, you don't want to miss out on the Red and White. Once again, it's happening next Wednesday, February 18th from 7 to 10 p.m. at Ashbury College. If you don't know where that is, it's out in Rockcliffe Park. I believe the address is 362 Mariposa Avenue. Tickets are $70 a person, and that includes all of your food and beverages for the evening. You can buy them online on Eventbrite, or you can call Harmony House at 613-262-5130. And discounts will be given to groups of 8 or more. So make sure that you also bring your ticket with you. And guys, that is my culinary suggestion for you. Have a great weekend. I hope you enjoy Family Day and stay warm.
Thank you so much. So that was Cherry Wine from Thrifty Kids. So go to thriftykids.bandcamp.com. They have a 3-song EP, and be sure to check them out with the Elwins in March. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're here back with Harley. I just had one question to get off my chest. Is it true that you did open your first Shopify store during class?
It did, yeah. I don't know if, for those of you that have gone to law school, the listeners, you'll know that one of the most tedious and mind-numbing classes in law school is tax law. And I actually took a tax law class by one of the most incredible tax lawyers in the country. His name is Vern Krishna. Just like anyone that knows tax law in Canada knows Vern Krishna. He's an amazing professor. But I needed to make some money during law school, and I knew Toby well, and he was a friend of mine, and I knew what he was doing with with Snow Devil transitioning to Shopify, and I became one of Shopify's first customers and built this t-shirt site called Smoofer with my best buddy Jordan Plenner sitting in tax law class. That was obviously we didn't really listen to that particular class. Luckily, we did okay grade-wise in that class, but yeah, that's where we built Smoofer.
It was a place where you guys both
absolutely, yeah, good thing, yeah. Luckily, getting all our GST and HST registrations was really easy because we're sitting in class where they taught us how to do that. So
that sounds a lot like Michael Crichton's path. Did you?
No, I didn't know that. No.
Do you know he wrote Jurassic Park?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He went to med school, and during med school, he had to finance how to.
Interesting.
How to pay for things. So he started writing small articles, and then within second, third year, he told nobody in his classes anything. He wrote the Andromeda strain in his fourth year. Wow. He knew he was quitting, but he loved going to classes and doing the meeting the patients because it gave him so many ideas. Oh my God,
that is awesome! Great story.
So 2 weeks left to he was flying to Los Angeles to sign all the contracts for the movie. 2 weeks left to go in class.
Oh my God!
He announced he's Michael Crichton and he has a movie coming out in 2 weeks.
Fantastic.
So he quit medical school, and it was at Harvard.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good. Good for him.
A pretty good story. It's kind of the same story. So, anyways, awesome initiatives that Shopify have to come across. I'd like to talk about the 5th annual Build a Biz competition coming up May 31st. You have Richard Branson, you have the
Yeah, it's tough to top that. Yeah, I know.
Elon Musk, I guess.
Yeah,
that's all we can go. Right? But so Necker Island, these winners are going to go. How is the contest going? How many applicants?
Yeah, it's going really well. So I'll give some background, but effectively, back in 2009, we initially met Tim Ferriss. Toby met him actually at Summit Series. And Toby was kind of telling Tim about about Shopify, and Tim sort of poked us and said, "Look, Shopify sounds amazing, but there's still a connotation that e-commerce is difficult and expensive." And so Tim said, "We should do something that sort of changes that perception, that shows people how easy it is." And we came up with this concept called contest, Build a Business competition, which basically has one rule: you start a brand new business on Shopify. That's the only rule. It has to be a brand new business. And then over the course of 8 months or so, people would build their stores, and the store with the highest sales GMV, the highest sales volume, will win something. And so year one, we had about 1,300 contestants, and the prize was $100,000. That was in 2010, and the winner of the first year was Dodo Case. And remember going out and meeting Dodo Case and giving them the check, and just how incredible it was for these two guys, Patrick and Craig, to win. And today, Dodo Case has more than 25 employees. Are doing amazingly well. Obama uses all their Dodo. Obama has his own Dodo Case. And that sort of evolved. Year two, we brought in some other people. We brought in Gary Vaynerchuk as well, and Seth Godin and some others. And it kind of grew from there. And last year, we had more than 10,000 contestants.
Wow.
And a couple different category winners. But one of the things that we recognize along the sort of the journey as Build a Business has kind of evolved is that, well, the money